Today we're gonna do the dice game, and we're gonna code it using Java. We're gonna use Eclipse as a compiler, and I'm gonna use the random method. And let's start. So this is the class, and this is the main method. So what I'm gonna do is that creating the random method, right? So I would say public static. I'm gonna declare it publicly. So public static, and I'll say int random, right? Because this is the method that we want to create. So the reason why we're creating random method is just because we want it randomly to choose between 1 and 6, because the dice has 6 numbers, right? So we want it to choose randomly between 1 and 6. So let's say 3, 4, whatever. So public static int random, right? So we say that, let's say random, I would just call the variable x. You can call it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Equals new random. I just like x and y thing, like x and y. So I would say, so random equals new random, and this is because there is a parenthesis because this is a special method. So I would say here int. I haven't imported the. Let's import here Java. The Eclipse itself give us suggestions what is the next step. So it's better to listen to Eclipse sometimes. You see here, like automatically it suggests me to import the random method. Yeah, to import a random method. Yeah, to import the random, and then actually, yeah, that's a good stuff. I'm gonna just declare a variable y, and then let's see if Eclipse is gonna suggest me what is the next step. So y equals, and then the x, I'm gonna just decide what kind of thing I want to get it, right? So I'm gonna say next int. See, the reason here I choose an int is just because numbers are from 1 to 6, right? So they are integers. They are not a double, float, whatever. So it is better to choose an int. So I'm gonna say 6 plus 1 because it is random. And what we are missing here, we're missing return, and then we want to return, right? We want to return the variable that is holding the input. So we want to return the y. So we say return. Here the method, our method is done, our random method. So let's go to the main, and then we'll put our main stuff there. I don't actually like to put my main stuff in the main method. I usually like to create my own method and then call it, but let's just do it this time in the main method. Doesn't matter. So I would say that I would declare a variable called an int. You see here, most of the variables are ints. I'm declaring them as an int. I wish that you know the difference between an int and double. So double accept decimals, and int does not accept decimals. Int is just only integers, numbers from like minus and plus, but 1, 2, 3, 4 without decimals. So here, if we want to declare an int, and I would say me playing with the computer, right? So I'm gonna declare a variable for me and declare another variable for the computer. So I'm gonna say int, or not for me, for the user, right? So we are talking with the user. So int u, the user. So int u equals, I'm gonna say int u equals, we call random methods, right? And int computer, I'm gonna just call it c, okay? And also I'm gonna call random method. Random. What? Random. I spell it wrong. Okay, so now if I want to get the dice to keep switching, so it is better to use a switch statement, because switch statement allows us to switch the values, right? So I'm gonna say switch and switch the variable, right? So switch, and then opens my keyboard is horrible. So we're gonna open the curly bracket. So here we have the switch statement. So we say case 1, and we say, now we can draw. I'm gonna draw, okay? So we are back. So we want randomly to switch the cases. So because the dice has only 6 numbers, right? Of course, there's a better way to do this, but I just do it in this way. I just like it. So because I want to draw a real dice, right? So the U is gonna run, the switch statement is gonna randomly switch the U, which is the user, right? The user value. So it's gonna randomly switch it and choose any one from the 6 cases right there, right? So, but this one is good. It's all good. But the problem is that this one is only for the this one is only for the this one is only for the user. So we need the value for the computer, right? So we're gonna choose also random thing. It just only copy paste for the other user, which is the computer, right? So we say let's give a space, and we will say that the same value, which is switch statement, and I want the computer to switch values of all of those, right? Because that's what we want. We want to switch the values, right? So we're gonna switch the values, all of those. So basically our code is done. What we need to decide is that we just need to use if statement. If the computer value is more than the user value, then the computer wins. We just need to inform, right? So we will say that, we will say if, we use if, and we say if computer is smaller than you. So, okay, there's a mistake here. So we say if computer is smaller than you, then you win. So we say sys out you won. And now we say else if the computer is having bigger value than you, we will say sys out you lose, right? You lose. I'm not sure about the spelling or whatever. I will say another if, get another if statement. I will say if u equals the computer, right? So if the values are equal, sys out equal values. So I think our code right now is done. You see here, we did a switch statement for the user and another switch statement for the computer itself. We put if statement to see which one has a bigger value than the other, right? And we don't forget that we have done the random method. So the random method is going to choose randomly for the user and choose randomly for the computer, and then the if statement is going to decide which one is having bigger value, right? So here I will say, let's confirm that this is the user dice, and the same thing here is the computer, and this is the computer dice. So this is for the user dice and this is for the computer dice. Let's run it and see what's going on. So user dice and then computer dice, equal values. Let me just let me do this. Take this one and put it here. Let's run it again. So see here, it just gives random numbers, and user is bigger than the computer, then user one, which is I won. I am the user. So if I run it again, yes, user is bigger than the computer, you won. Run it again. I lose because the computer is bigger than the user, so the user lose, and so on. I wish I wish I make it clear for you how to use the random method, and how to use the switch statement and then if statement. If you like this, if you like what I'm doing, just like the video, and thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.